guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video is going to be my top 5 brushes that perform like a beauty blender. Yes, wait for it. I'm waiting for the applause. Brilliant, right? Those of you that have been following me for a little while know that I am a huge fan of beauty blenders. But really, I just started in 2 years maybe being almost exclusive beauty blenders for certain parts of my makeup application. But the past couple of days, I've really been getting irritated with myself for sitting down to do my makeup, and I get to the point that I need to grab for it, and it is dry and dirty. Dry and dirty. And I know that I'm not the only one, because I do watch a lot of other YouTubers, and oftentimes they will take in place of their beauty blender and insert a brush, maybe even some MAC Fit spray to dampen their beauty blender, and it's still really not going to give you the best technique as possible as a damp beauty blender. And that was the thing for me. I didn't want to look like I was cutting the corner around applying my makeup the way I'm comfortable with, but at the same time I was trying to find a different tool to get me to the exact same result faster. How does that sound? So if you guys are intrigued with seeing my top 5 brushes that perform just like a beauty blender, just keep on watching. So I have in my hand my top 5 brushes, and as you can see, they are dirty as my beauty blender, but they are so used, so well loved, and I've been using these non-stop for the past couple days just to really make sure that before I present this to you guys that they really do perform and work well, and I'm actually pretty impressed. So I'm going to start with my first brush, and this goes with my first makeup application, and really I have been using this Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Long Wear Liquid Foundation in the shade 8.0. There's another review coming out on this product, and you guys, this foundation is so intensely thick that I really like to sheer it out. And whenever you use a beauty blender, you get this beautiful luminous coverage, and it really does allow the foundation to last for a long time, because it's really placing the product really where you need the most coverage, the most, or shearing it out in places that you need it the most as well. But I have long been a fan of, this is the Crown brush, and this is the flat bronzer brush SS014, and this brush is so freaking good. Like, it is a beauty blender literally on the stick, because you can get there and whip it around your face and really dispense that product really, and you can almost use a half a pump of this All Nighter foundation versus putting a whole pump on the back of your hand and wasting product on the back of your hand, kind of like what most of us do with the beauty blender. So for foundation application, you can switch this out for your beauty blender, and that brush is, again, the Crown Brushes flat bronzer brush SS014. Next up, I've been moving through my makeup application and putting the concealer down, and again using this Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. It really does allow me the maximum amount of coverage, so I can kind of go in and put the concealer on right away versus using a color correcting step. So don't get confused. This is for my quick makeup application, okay guys? But it still does get me out the door pretty quickly without looking like I cut corners, okay? And so the days that I'm using my Tarte concealer, and I really need to get a lot of coverage underneath there because I'm probably not going to use a color corrector. This foundation, along with this Sigma Tapered Kabuki brush, this is the F86, and look at this head. It's so tapered, so dense. It really does pack the product on very nicely, and look, it almost does rival a beauty blender. I mean, they're equally as dirty. Ew. But anyway, it's so tapered, and it really does allow me the application almost like a beauty blender on a stick. Can you see how this could actually really rival a beauty blender? And I really just pack that product on down the bridge of my nose, forehead, chin, and I really get the maximum amount of application that I want. And then of course, if I need to shear it out, I just continue to beat, and it blends it out. So definitely for concealer application, I'm definitely going to give another major nod to Sigma. This is the Tapered Kabuki F86. Now let's get into the setting of all this makeup magic. I have really long been a fan of the Morphe G8, and this is really when I'm setting underneath the eye area with the Ket colorless powder. And there are a few that I really interchange oftentimes for this process, but I like how this has this beautiful round edge, so it's not going to stab you there. It really does pack this product on really, really nicely, and then you can kind of buff the colorless powder along the edges of your face and really allow the rest of your foundation to be blended in nicely. But there's another one that looks pretty similar. It might be a little bit more tapered, and this one is the Crown Brushes pointed powder brush, and this is the C450. So by Crown, if you're a fan of Crown, and I know people go back and forth, Crown makes Morphe and Morphe is an affiliate of Crown and all those things. Girl, who cares? What I'm telling you is the pointed brush of the Crown brush, can you see again, it does rival that Beauty Blender with the point, and this is the C450 pointed powder brush. Really, really nice, and to dispense that product underneath the eye area. But if you're a little bit more sensitive and you really don't have fine lines, this one would probably work equally as nice. It's the Morphe G8. So these two are really, really close, and I'm absolutely loving this for underneath the eye area and setting. And lastly, I have to give a major nod to MAC. This is the MAC 159 brush. I've talked about this brush extensively, and I've had this one well over 2 years, and really I'll leave the link in the description box on other ways that I use this brush, but mainly underneath the eye area, again for tapping into this product, dusting it off, and really getting that eye product underneath the eye area very nice and tight. Again, you can see the flank or the flat head of this brush. You can see that. You can see the flat head of this brush, and then you can see the point. They're really going to have very similar techniques in setting the product underneath the eye area. So again, this is my MAC 159 brush. So I thought I would bring that little video to you guys because I know I have a lot of people that still are not such a big fan of the Beauty Blender and probably still getting into brushes. So I want to lay those products out. I've actually tried them. I've gotten rave reviews on my makeup application when using them. So I thought I would share them with you. And now it's time for you guys to comment down below. Which one of these brushes do you think you would find essential in your makeup application? Or are you one of those girls that just has to use your Beauty Blender? I would love to know. You guys know that I love to connect with you, so make sure you connect with me. Follow me on all my social media. Here are the links right here. Subscribe to my channel before you leave. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hugs and kisses. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.